In honor of Women's History Month, we sat down with producer Stephanie Allain, who shepherded such classic films as Boys in the Hood and Hustle and Flow from the script to the big screen. We asked Stephanie how she achieved her success in Hollywood and her first job in the movie business.
I love stories. I've always loved stories. I'm an avid reader. I was always a writer at school, at college. I studied creative writing, literature, poetry, and then I got pregnant. And literally, I found out there was something you could do called be a reader. And I thought, okay, that's perfect because I can make money, I can read, and I can nurse my baby at the same time. Getting into the reading department at CAA was really the first real job in Hollywood that I had. I was promoted to a creative executive, and then I found Boys in the Hood. And Boys in the Hood completely changed my life. John Singleton was my kid brother, my mentor, my teacher, my sensei. Like, he really taught me what I've done ever since, which is to protect the vision of the filmmaker, of the artist, of the writer, of the director. And I just really understood the value of being at the table and being able to advocate for stories that were personal to me. I left Columbia and I ran Jim Henson Pictures, and I had my second son. I stayed at Jim Henson for 5 years. It was just probably a bust on so many levels. I was fired. Thankfully, they put me out of my misery, but I left there thinking, what am I going to do? What's next? It was almost a year of just sort of really stepping off the treadmill and figuring out what made me happy. I then read a script. I read Hustle and Flow. And Hustle and Flow just excited me again. Like the way that I decide what I want to do is does my heart beat fast when I read it? And I just felt like we had to go do it. And then I went to see John. He was on the stage posting Fast and the Furious. And I gave him the script and I said, look, I've been trying to get this done. I think it's really cool. Maybe you can read it. Maybe you can help me. It took him a couple months to read it. And then one day he called me and he goes, this is so dope. We're totally going to do this. I was like, oh, I'm so happy. I introduced him to Craig and they were like brothers. It was so great. Nobody wanted to make the movie. And he was so inflamed that nobody trusted him that he said, I'm writing the check myself. It was just one of those things that, we shot it in 4 weeks, 6 days a week. We shot this thing in the middle of the summer in the sweltering sun. And we knew, we knew, we were like, we fucking did it. It's great. It's going to be something, and we submitted to Sundance and literally every single person who passed wanted the movie. And we stayed up all night until they made a deal for $16 million on that movie. And it was really a validation of believing in your gut.
Now a veteran producer in Hollywood, we asked Stephanie what challenges women still face when trying to make their way in the film and television industry.
Look at the stats. In the film world, there's still just not enough women, behind the camera. Hollywood is sexist, the world is sexist. This is the world we live in. And so it's always a fight. Look, it's a little better, it's a long, slow arc to justice, but it is arcing.